Hey guys, check this out. Giving you a quick Bitcoin and crypto market update here. Looking here at this article here, top analyst issues new Bitcoin alert citing historical crypto price action in September. Now, we're looking back on what's happened historically with, Bitcoin in September. We're going to dive into this. I'm really interested in seeing what's going on. Bitcoin monthly returns for the month of September. You guys seen this chart before here on our channel in previous videos. Looking here from Razor, sitting here, what typically happens in September? Massive drops. So as high as 19% going back in 2014. The next is 2019 at 13%. So what are we expecting in the month of September? Based off what we see, naturally, this is another indicator for a drop. Now, based off of this alone, this is what we can expect. In October, they're saying a possible correction as we see a lot of green, but typically we're seeing a lot of red in September. So brace yourselves for September. Brace yourself. Looking here, diving in what this article is really talking about, it's saying closely tracked crypto strategist warns that the incoming month has a track record of being unfriendly to the price of Bitcoin. The analyst known in the industry as Razor tells his Twitter followers that September is usually not a good month for Bitcoin. And looking at the chart, Bitcoin declines nearly 6% on average in the month of September. So at the time of this writing, they're saying, Bitcoin is currently sitting at about 19,676. And we're seeing that Bitcoin is 834 days since the last halving. And this time around, the cycle bottom. And they're looking at this and kind of seeing typically what happens and going back historically with the halving and typically what happens with the market cycle. And this is pretty much right on point with the market cycle. So based on analyst charts, Bitcoin could trade sideways until April of 2024, which is typically falling right in line with the market cycle. So many are talking about the merge and disbelief about ETH price drop. People forget that ETH did 2x 100% plus in only 1 month. The price action was the merge being priced in my opinion. He's saying those who traded it have been taking profits and those who were late, along with equities, pulling back. And looking here, ETH merge response, like we were saying, it was super inflated, just pumping up for no reason. And now we're seeing that pullback, that correction that, people are thinking that the merge is going to be like poof and has the ability to shift the whole market. And I think at one time it did, but the fact that it was constant delays and constant uncertainty kind of dead that for me, in my opinion. So I think it's going to fall in line with the market cycle, but I do think the upside potential for Ethereum in the next bull run is huge. Talk about $10,000 Ethereum. That's what I'm looking at. So looking here at that chart again, the Bitcoin monthly returns. And to be honest with you, if you just go by this alone, I think that will help a lot of people and help them pretty much, see what typically happens, what historically happens. So all this, really information, not uninformation, that's not even a word, but all this like uninformed like bias of crypto and where it's headed. I think if you just look at what happens historically, it'll kind of get you out of that FOMO. It'll get you out of that, fear of missing out, because you see what's happening in the market cycle. You know where we're at and you know where we're going. So, as of lately, looking back, nothing has changed with the market cycles, and you have about 4 of them to compare to. So, this being the 4th, 1, 2, 3. You have 3 previous. This being the 4th. You have 1, 2, 3. You have 3 actually to look to, 2 back. This is a 3rd, and pretty much where we're at with the market cycle to kind of gauge that, to see what's going on. And you guys want to take a look at that, I'll put the link in the Twitter so you guys can see pretty much where we're at in the market cycles. 1, 2, 3. Looking back and see where we're at to see where we're going. I think that kind of gets you out of that loop with the FOMO. So another news, Avalanche attacks Solana and cons SEC an evil conspiracy with bought law firm Roch Friedman. Looking at these spy videos, this dude got caught on camera. Like, that's crazy. get caught on camera. Be careful who you're around. Anyone that's going to record you like saying that, like, clearly should not be sitting at the table with someone that's going to do that to you. But I'm not justifying what's going on here, but pretty much they're saying Ava Labs and Ross Freedom co-locate, and they have this guy on video talking about, you know, having the same workspace. Big Money establishes a secret pact. Avalanche, Kyle Rock says he was the very first person to receive Ava Labs stock after a venture capitalist that provided the initial funding. And pretty much this is like a big mess. So like when I talk to you like every week about like it just being like a mess, it seems like I would say every other day something's coming out about something. And it's just really bad for the space right now, especially in a bear market. You could probably weather these storms. You know, I know I'm not talking about from a price standpoint. I'm talking about really from a reputation standpoint. It's just a lot of mess. Kyle refers to M. Gun Sir by his nickname Goon. He says he trusts Goon and Kevin like brothers and that they have the same interests. As the conversation progresses, the truth about the pact begins to emerge. Kyle confirms that they litigate and sue other parties in crypto as a strategic instrument to support Ava Labs to a level where they made him an equity partner. Says litigation is an underused tool. Like, this is bad. A completely different way than being a lawyer. So Kyle Ross moved to Miami for tax purposes, and they're saying Ava Labs CEO reflecting on how tightly the organizations work together. Kyle's profile makes no mention of Avalanche or Ava Labs and harvesting confidential information. They're saying that the conversation continues. The first signs of a perverse nature about Ava Labs and Ross Freeman pact begin to emerge. He says, I sue half the companies in this space. He says, seeing the insides of every single crypto company, top 10 experts in the world in crypto. And he says the many crypto industry participants who have been litigated against Kyle Ross must now question exactly how much of their confidential data is now in possession of Ava Labs executives. Oh my gosh. Like, this dude, he might lose his license off of this. So Ross Freeman runs litigations against numerous people and organizations in the blockchain industry. And this is a favorite method to initiate class actions. Several months ago, Ross claimed to be running more than 25 class actions. This is crazy. So what they're saying is they're causing harm to the competitor, luring regulators, including SEC and CFTC, away from Avalanche. And pretty much they're going to probably have to cut ties with this guy. The SEC and CFTC have other magnets to go after. Kyle even claims that thanks to his efforts, he has ensured that Ava Labs, there is no such thing as regulation for what they want to do. And this is crazy. So this is just a big mess. And, you know, this is just, like I said, like, it can come at any other time. Like, come when, you know, the market's pumping up, come when everyone's bullish, everyone's, you know, having a good time. But now I'm just like, oh my gosh, another reason for the SEC, another reason for government regulators to put a magnifying glass on the crypto industry, even greater than what they currently are. So don't like seeing this. The next article, Virtue Zone partners with Binance in the UAE pushing crypto adoption. Now, Binance is doing their thing. Like, Binance is pretty much like leading the way when we talk about crypto adoption. Like, they're making huge partners. They're going everywhere. They're pretty much saying, forget the United States. They limited the United States to use Binance just because they, you know, you guys figured out we're going to move forward, and they're doing it. Like, they're doing everything to promote. Like, that's why I think this next bull run, it's going to be it. This next bull run is going to be it. There's not going to be any second chances. This is it. Because the things that are doing, you look at what Binance, we talked about Binance last week. You look what Binance is doing. They are setting the tone for crypto adoption. They are forming the partners. They got MasterCard, they Visa, they're partnering in the Philippines. They're over here in South America. Like, they're out, they're going. And they're providing that bridge for people to get into crypto. So, you know, with or without us, this is happening, guys. With or without us, this is happening. I'm glad you guys stay tuned to the end of the video. Hope you got some value out of this video and really pay attention to what's going on in the industry. because it's happening. Like even looking here about Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority launches crypto marketing advertising guidelines. Like it's happening. So pay attention, keep moving forward, guys, in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon.